Are you sick and tired of not getting your way whenever you want? Do people have the nerve to treat you like a normal member of society? Have you been accused of saying something racist and don't know how to shift focus? Introducing Entitled White Women's Tears, the revolutionary new solution that'll keep you looking your victimist.
I used to listen to women of colour speaking general terms about how racism affects them and amend my behaviour accordingly. I apologise for anything that I've done that was ignorant, and I'll be more mindful from now on. Thanks to Entitled White Women's Tears, I'm now perfectly comfortable explaining to them how they should be approaching their own activism and taking it as a personal attack when they call me out. Seriously, maybe you'd have more people on your side if you weren't so mean.
Did you just make Cindy cry?
But how is it about her? It's about me.
Don't rest on it.
I used to exhibit socially acceptable behaviour. Thanks to White Women's Tears, I now see my time as more valuable than everyone else's. So I cut in line and abuse service staff whenever I want, even when I've made the mistake. I'm calling the police. You've lost me as a customer.
Entitled White Women's Tears includes some of our most advanced privileged properties, combined with our best princess syndrome, so you can weaponize your crying wherever you want, whenever you want. Our specially formulated Entitled White Women's Tears isn't sourced from nasty places like grief, oppression, pain, or righteous anger. Rest assured, we bottle our Entitled White Women's Tears at the purest source. Fear of a power dynamic that has rendered you prone to legitimate criticism. Order your Entitled White Women's Tears now and receive a free sample of our Entitled line for men. I deserve this for some reason. The only drink that promotes a belief in your inherent right to power. Entitled White Women's Tears. It's victimhood Viagra by women for women. Don't let someone make you accountable for your bad behavior ever again.
Now you're probably wondering why I put that up there. Well, about to show you why. Because it's just what the excuses you hear from white people when they do something they know is wrong. This is it right here. Oh boy. It's maddening. That's all I can say. Just pure madness. Oklahoma broadcaster blames blood sugar for racial slur directed at girls basketball team. Yeah. Oklahoma sports commentator is under investigation after he was heard on live microphone Thursday night directing a racial slur at a girls' high school basketball team. Norman High's girls' basketball team coach Frankie Parks tweeted a clip Friday where the broadcaster from the National Freedom of High School Networks can be heard berating players and using a racial slur as he knelt for the playing of the national anthem before a state playoff game. Wow. The broadcast identified by the Frontier as Matt Roman owns OSPN, the live streaming platform that broadcasts Thursday's game. I hope Norman gets their butt kicked, he said before launching into a tirade that involved several profanities and the racist comment. The broadcaster's remarks drew condemnation from school officials. Norman Mayor Bree Clark, Democrat and former University of Oklahoma football stars Kenny Stills and Gerald McCoy. Norman High players also received broad support on social media, with some rallying around the Twitter hashtag This Is Why We Kneel. Norman guard Mika Perry called the comments disrespectful and disgusting in social media posts, adding, "This is why we kneel. I love my sisters, and this makes us much stronger. You are part of the problem." The Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association, OSAA, the state athletic organization which contracted the announcers through NFHS for the state tournament, said it was made aware that some very offensive and inappropriate comments were made during the NFHS live stream broadcast, and it had pulled the broadcast team. Oh boy, this is just sad, man. It's just sad. It really is. It's embarrassing, but it's good because now you see that racism is alive. Okay, when you have those conservatives that say racism doesn't exist, and it's interesting when I saw this article online on Facebook, you saw some white people making some excuses for this man's behavior. It's sad because I know if this man made disrespectful comments or made a racial slur towards Jews or Asians, there would be no comments of, oh, he had a diabetic problem, you don't know what could have happened, yada yada yada. No, it would have been an open and shut case. On behalf of the NFHS network and the OSSAA, we sincerely apologize that this happened at one of our events. While we are currently investigating the incident, this crew will not be doing any more games for the remainder of our championships, Executive Director David Jackson said in a statement. This kind of behavior will never be tolerated by anyone representing the NFHS or the OSSAA. State tournament playoffs are a special time for our schools, their students, and their communities. And anything that is counterproductive to education-based activities will be addressed immediately and appropriately. We will further comment as we finish our investigation. The NFHS network said it aggressively investigating the incident will ensure that any individual responsible will have no relationship with the NFHS network moving forward. In response to the questions regarding the identity of the broadcasters who made the comments, it referred the Washington Post statement. In the statement, Roman blamed his comments in part of having diabetes. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's it's just making excuses. All right, it's making excuses, and this is what they go to. All right, they make an excuse, they cry about it. They didn't know what they did wrong. Like I said, if they did this to Asians, they did this to Jews, it would be done. Okay, that's it. They'd be kicked off. There's no excuse for it. And there'll be even more outrage for the fact that he said he had diabetes. The announcer who made the racist statements is partially blaming it on low blood sugar. Oh boy. Here's his press release. I, Matt Roman, on Thursday, March 11th, most regrettably made some statements that cannot be taken back. During the Norman High School girls basketball game against Midwest City, I made inappropriate and racist comments believing that the microphone was off. However, let me state immediately that there is no excuse such comments should have never been uttered. Wait a minute. I made inappropriate and racist comments believing that the microphone was off. You already messed up with your apology, buddy. You already messed up. I thought the microphone was off. So basically, it's kind of like saying, I robbed a bank and I was totally, sorry. I was totally, I believe that I wasn't going to get caught because I thought I shut off all the alarms. I thought, I cut off all the security cameras. You didn't make it. It wasn't low blood sugar was the excuse for your racist rant. It was the fact you thought you wouldn't get caught because the microphone was off and no one would hear you. I am a family man. I am married, have 2 children, and at one time was a youth pastor. You just digging a hole for yourself. I continue to be a member of a Baptist church. I wonder why you're not a youth pastor anymore. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, I have embarrassed and disappointed my family and friends. I will state that I suffer from type 1 diabetes. Wow. And during the game, my blood sugar was spiking. While not excusing my remarks, it's not unusual for when my blood sugar spikes that I become disoriented and off. Woo-wee. I become disoriented and often say things that are not appropriate as well as her. Oh, man. Oh, he expects somebody to believe this. You probably have some black conservative, black Republican, conservatives that will believe this stuff and, pleasing their white counterparts. They'll try to believe that and often say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. I do not believe that I would have much horrible statements absent my sugar spiking. During this time, I was with a colleague and my friend, Scott Scapula. Scott Scapula was not the one that had made these comments. It was me and me alone. It is not my desire to shirk my responsibility. Oh, yes, it is. You're blaming it on something that has nothing to do with your choice to use racial slurs. In this matter, I certainly do not want Scott Scapula to share in the blame for the most unfortunate incident. While the comments I made would certainly seem to indicate that I'm racist, I am not. I have never considered myself a racist and in short cannot explain why I made these comments. Yes, you can, man. You don't like black people. Okay, that's it. You don't like black people. That's it. Okay, that's it. You don't like black people. It's just that simple. All right. Oh boy, I just blame it on type. Wow. Imagine if this was a president. Imagine if it was. Well, he got diabetes. That's why he said the N-word. Yeah. Okay. Like again, imagine if this guy was saying this when they have a bunch of Asian or Jewish female basketball players playing another female basketball team. And he said, after it was all said and done, right? He says, the reason why I said this was because my blood sugar was spiking and I have type 1 diabetes. Do you think they would stop? Do you think those parents of those Jewish kids or Asian kids are going to stop, calling for his blood, calling for the fact that they want him penniless, never working as an announcer again, a broadcaster ever again? Do you think they would let off? I don't think so. Okay. I offer my sincerest apologies for inappropriate comments that made, and I hope that I can obtain forgiveness and especially apologize to the Norman High School girls basketball team, their families, their coaches, and their. He said this because he thought the microphone was off. He thought he was not on the air yet. Norman High went on to defeat Midwest in Thursday's quarterfinal. Its semifinal against Tulsa Union will be live streamed through Norman Sports TV. Rick Cobb, the superintendent of Middale Public Schools, which includes Midwest, said in a statement that he is hopeful OSSAA will review any future contracts. Review any future contracts NFHS has for broadcasting school activities in Oklahoma. Clark said she has been in contact with players' parents and is planning a town hall with the youth of Norman so we can learn how this incident has impacted them and hear directly from our kids. How can we improve our community going forward? Oh, boy. Norman Public School Superintendent Nick Migliorano reiterated support for players in a statement on Friday. We condemn, will not tolerate this disgusting words and attitudes of these announcers. This type of hate speech has no place in our society, and we are outraged and that it would be directed at any human being, particularly at our students, he said. We fully support our students' right to freedom of expression. Our immediate focus is to support these girls and their coaches and families, particularly our black students and coaching staff. It is tragic that the hard work and skill of this team is being overshadowed by the vile, malignant words of these individuals. We will do everything in our power to support and uplift our team and everyone affected by this incident. Oh boy, it's just sad, man. It's sad, but the thing is, what's even worse is the fact that whoever wrote this for him, it's a joke, man. It's just an utter joke, okay? And it's sad to say, this will keep continuing. This will keep continuing on and on and on, and racism is not going to go away. But this man should be sued, okay? And it's probably not the first time that he has done it. It's probably not the first time he's done it. I guarantee you, it's not the first time he's done it. And it's probably why he's not a youth pastor anymore. Okay? That's probably why. But tell me what you think in the comments about this story. All right, that's it. That's all I got for now. Later.